What is going on, people? Welcome to Throw Down Your Questions, episode 324. I'm your host, Tony Polanco, and tonight I am joined by Emilio Lopez.
If he dies, he dies.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
Carlos Romero.
Yo, yo, yo.
Adam Vale.
Sucker Free Sunday.
Brett Murdoch.
It's been a real party, people.
Are you guys not picking me up? Tony, you need to send me that new headset.
Yeah, I need to send you that shit, man, because, damn. Anyway, there's Brett, and of course, we cannot forget about the one, the only, Brian Manjoma.
What up, what up, what up?
All right, people, you already know, back with another Throw Down Your Questions, man. And I do have an announcement to take, but I'm wondering if we should do that right now or at the end of the show, because it does concern the fans. Manny, we discussed this during your stream today, actually.
Yes, we do.
It involves the great yogurt.
Yeah. Well, if it has to do with the fans, I think it'd be like good, like maybe early-ish when most of the fans are on.
Yeah, you know what? We'll get some more people in. I mean, it's going to be a long kind of process, but yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, if you guys watched the Manny's throwdown draws today, you know exactly what we're going to talk about, because I literally said, yeah, we're going to talk about that shit tonight. So it's not a secret. It's not a secret.
I don't even know.
You know,
I'm curious.
So also we also need to mention.
And by the way, we also discussed it literally on the Thursday episode. Anyway, what are you holding right now? Oh yes, contest.
Oh yes, I'm holding our little gift to our contest winner. Is he in the room?
Is he? Paikuhan, you're the winner. You never got back to us, but you were in the live stream today. So Paikuhan,
yes, you were.
Yeah. So Paikuhan, he's usually here. So we'll give him a little bit more time.
So yeah, Paikuhan, if you're, when you come in or whatever, give us a call.
Yeah.
Send us a message. Yeah. Or we have to re-roll again.
And, I don't know if I want to re-roll, because he's a lifer, man. He just didn't follow the rules, sure. I'll give him another shot, but if he doesn't get it, man, then somebody else is going to get it. The wheel of something.
May have to give it to Riku, man, because Riku won it last time.
That's right. Riku. By the way, happy birthday to Riku. He just turned 30.
Oh shit!
Wait, that's today?
Yeah, man.
Oh shit!
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, Riku's son won, one of the founders of Throwdown, man. So yeah, everybody wish him a happy birthday. He got a really dope profile picture. So Carlos, that's what it was about. That picture you saw, it was for his birthday.
Yeah, makes sense. Looks pretty good, man.
Do you remember what you did when you turned 30?
Well, me probably I got fucking drunk. Probably that's what I do every Thursday, every birthday. Every Thursday too.
Went whitewater rafting.
Yeah. Oh shit! Adam always has stories, man.
Adam stories.
Went whitewater.
Oh wait, I know what I did on when I was Thursday. I moved to Briarwood.
Oh shit!
You're not Briarwood. To Bayside. That week. That was the weekend. Like literally the day of my birthday. We literally went over and we moved. Yeah.
Crazy.
That's what I did. Then after that, immediately after we moved. I got a haircut and then went all the way over to do a drink and draw at the
shit, bringing it back, man. Drink and draw, man.
Yeah,
that shit is crazy. Yeah, I legit don't remember what the fuck I did when I was 30. I know what I did when I was 40 though. Yo, Carlos, what's up, man? You already know.
Yo, man,
New Orleans, baby.
Yo, man, we took the last train out, man. Before the fucking COVID, before the Rona hit. It's like, damn, all the stuff. If we did what we did back then, right after the breakout, we would have been fucked, man.
Oh yeah, we are, because that whole city was on lockdown like 2 weeks afterwards, man. Ooh, boy. Yo, by the way, it's been exactly 1 year since I last went to an event. It was on March 7th. The whole topic was like, yo, are they going to shut the city down? Literally the next day. Like, they shut the whole fucking city down, And the whole world.
That was the last time, and I think it was in March, was literally the last Comic-Con ever, which was C2E2.
Shit.
That was also the last video game convention, which was
PAX.
What was it?
Oh,
PAX East. I regret not going, man. I regret not going this fucking year.
No, why? Rich went. He said there was like nobody there.
No, I regret because it was literally the last fucking convention, man. I still would have been able to hang out with my buddies,
Well, it does seem like that, but there would have been a lot of drama they potentially could have
You already know. Yeah, man. A lot of work happened over there, you know. Oh, man. Anyway, let's get into your questions. This is your show, people. Throw down your questions, man. All right, first up, we got our boy, Mr. Mob Hits, the dealer of rumors in the Throwdown Discord, man.
Yo, shout out to Mob Hits.
Yeah, you already know, man. All right, first question. So it's not a question of if, but when Microsoft launches Xbox Cloud Gaming, that's what they're calling Project X Cloud now, and Game Pass app to a broader audience on smart TV, streaming devices, etc. What can Sony do to combat or answer this? Question is, do they need to combat and answer this at the moment? Because like Xbox Game Pass is good, but it's not really busting out
I don't
walls.
know.
They're just going to expand that PlayStation now.
Yeah, go ahead, Manny.
Yeah, I don't think that. Yeah, at this point in time, I don't think they really need to do anything. I mean, the part. I think the point when Sony will probably need to worry is when Microsoft starts dropping those bombs.
Yeah,
and by bombs I mean some bomb ass games. That's what I mean.
Yeah, when they start making serious money off Game Pass, because right now it's still not profitable. Graham Greenberg already said that. When it starts being really profitable, it's making more money than Sony's doing with their games, then they're going to have to rethink their strategy. But right now...
not profitable? They said they made
No, they said it's not profitable. They said it's not profitable. It's still not turning a profit.
You sure it's not the console?
No, Aaron Greenberg flat out said Game Pass is not a big money maker. That's what he said like 4 months ago or something like that. So if something's changed, let me know. But
it's just because the amount. Remember before that when they talked about all the subs they had, they said they're making more than what they had expected.
No, they have more subs than they expected, but it's not a money maker yet. They said this already. You know, it's not a rumor. Yeah, we talked about it on the show. Aaron Greenberg tweeted it out. You know, so
it's not making a lot of money right now because they haven't got hitting those cornerstone games that get people to do it. To give you an idea of what they need something equivalent onto the WandaVision in game form. They need that shit. They need that. They need those things that are coming out there to really attract people onto that service, and that's why I think that is the moment when Sony will probably start to worry.
Yeah,
if you start to see an uptick on people subscribing, oh shit, I can get that new. I could get this new. You know, right? That's the point.
Yeah, I agree. What about the rest of you guys? When is Sony going to have to worry about this?
I think, Sony is like, they're really reactionary in terms of everything they do and with gaming. Motion controls, online infrastructures, a lot of stuff. Maybe except for the cell and Blu-ray, but I don't think they're going to do anything until they feel like they're threatened. Like in terms of PS Now, that seems like it's half-assed and something that they're not really putting that much attention to. Kind of like VR is kind of secondary. The Vita used to be secondary to them until they killed it. It's all of these services. I feel like they have their one bread and butter, and that's the mainland console and their first-party titles. And if that is not working for them and producing a lot of system sales and game sales, then I don't think they're going to worry about it.
Yeah, I agree. I don't really think there's much more to that. I think that's pretty much it. Sony's not going to worry about it until they have to worry about it. Right now they don't. Chris, you got any thoughts on that?
Well, I'll just say, the problem Sony has is that Microsoft's ecosystem is much broader than theirs is, because you have Windows and you have PC. So while Microsoft can offer Xbox as a service much more easily than Sony can do it, and Sony would actually hurt themselves if they offered PlayStation as a service. Let's say they were to say, "Oh, you can play PS Now on your TV, not just a Sony TV, any smart TV, like your LGs and whatever." And then on Android tablets, they diminish PlayStation, and PlayStation Now is important, but it is important because that's their ecosystem. If you pull them out of your ecosystem, then it's nothing. Then they don't have an offering now better than Microsoft. Xbox is not important. The service and the games are important. The box itself is not important to Microsoft at this point.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. So in order for Sony to combat this, well, they have the legroom to do it. You have to have stronger IPs than they do. You have to have a reason for people to adopt your platform and play in your on your box and buy your box if they can buy it. Instead of going and paying for a subscription to xCloud. That's how you do it. And so far, they have not made smart moves in terms of looking long term. I think that you need more people in your playground than Microsoft is. Now, what's Microsoft doing? They're just flexing and buying stuff, right? So they can generate tons of IPs and keep stuff exclusive to themselves because they've purchased a whole bunch of studios, and then once those games flourish, they'll have a strong bargaining position. So, what has Sony done? Well, they purchased a few studios, but at the same time, we talked about the other day, they closed one of their oldest studios. That's not a good move. They're pissing off third-party developers in Japan. Also, not a good move. So, the way you combat this is don't do that. Do the opposite of that. You need to ingratiate people and bring them in to your ecosystem. Make more exclusive deals. Get better. If you have to get timed exclusives, get those going, and bring people onto PlayStation. That's how you combat it. You don't combat it by making the PlayStation streaming service like that. That's a bad move.
Yeah, just do something different then. Yeah, even though I still do believe in the future, or who knows when that could be. I think you probably will just see a PlayStation app on TVs or something, But that's like far in the future, So everything's just going to go digital eventually.
So is it xCloud or
Xbox Xbox Cloud Gaming? It's called now.
Okay, they really need to stop changing the name around because I'm getting confused with.
Well, Project xCloud was just a placeholder,
Okay, Project xCloud. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, that was just a placeholder. We knew that was going to change eventually,
Well, it's Game Pass.
Well, he was talking about both of them. Yeah, it's integrated. Because you can't, and I learned this directly from a Microsoft representative because I was very confused. I'm like, can you get Xbox Cloud Gaming on its own? No, it's part of Game Pass. It's part of it. You need to be a part of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, obviously, but it's not a separate service. So I guess for the purposes of just keeping things streamlined around here, we should just say Xbox Game Pass Ultimate and just assume that Xbox Cloud Gaming is part of it because it is,
It is, yeah, and I mean, it's something that a lot of the competitors have been striving for. Luna, Stadia, GeForce Now, all of these, even PS Now, they're trying to get to the top. They're trying to get that crown, and I think Game Pass is just leaps and bounds ahead of the competition.
Oh yeah,
and it's gonna take. The marketplace for this type of thing or this type of service is barely manifesting itself. And we don't even know how big this can be. It could be even way bigger than what consoles used to provide in terms of revenue. So Sony, they gotta, I think they gotta get with it, and they gotta start working on that infrastructure to get PS Now to potentially be, available for TVs whenever they sell their Sony TVs, get PlayStation Now on tied to each one of those and Roku's and all of that stuff.
Yeah, I agree.
That's funny because the PlayStation Now was on TVs beforehand.
My TV?
They had it on there before. For like years ago when it first started.
Yeah,
it was on TVs. But nobody. Here's the thing: nobody bothered with it because there's an additional step to it. The TV didn't come with a controller. You have to go out of your
like it is now.
The game library isn't was it was right now. So it's like, who is that for?
Yeah, it wasn't for anybody. Yeah,
it wasn't really for anybody.
It was just a whole bunch of PS3 games too.
Yeah,
and have they even put God of War on that thing? It seems logical, to even if you're not going to release it day and date on that type of service, it'd be logical after 3 years to put a game of that caliber and a game that represents you to be on that type of service. But
yeah, Sony.
I don't know what. Yeah, Jim Ryan, man, come on,
Jim Ryan, man. Fucking it up. All right, man. Let's move on. Next question. This one is from Illustrated Dio, our boy. You already know. Not that Dio, the other one, you know? All right, his first question is, could we ever see titles that are still PlayStation 3 exclusives come to the PS5, PSN, PC in the future? Examples, Metal Gear Solid 4, Binary Domain, Resistance, Fall of Man, Killzone 2 and 3, etc. My guess, most will need a made-from-ground-up treatment like Demon Souls due to the previous iterations being built around the PS3 CPU. This is why, I've said this a million times, man. The reason you can't get PS3 games like natively on your PS5 and PS4 is because of the cell processor. Xbox, they can do it easily. All the from the original Xbox to now, it's all the same basic shit inside. It's all Microsoft, so it's easy to do that for them. But Sony, they had that weird alien technology in there, so that's why. So yeah, you would need to just build these games from the ground up. But the question is, will we see more? Like, it would be nice to play Metal Gear Solid 4, but I don't see Konami putting in that work. Insomniac, maybe they'll do it for Resistance, but I don't know, man. What do you guys think?
Here's the thing, the thing about them with the Metal Gear franchise, all they can really do is just throw that shit at Blue Point. They know, how to get that. They know how to get that stuff to work on there, whatever their engine is running on there. So if you were able to throw that at Blue Point, right, and just say, okay, you already know how the 3 works, you know how the 4 works, how are you going to get this thing to work? I think it'll work out with them. But yeah, would Konami do that? Would Konami pay for the additional development on a game like that?
Nah, I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean, to be honest, the smart move would be to do that.
It would
essentially have them essentially, remaster a bunch of the older games, and then, or even the bigger one would be to take redo 5. But yeah, what was it? Resistance?
He's not asking if these specific games are going to be coming. He's just giving examples of games that are still PS3 exclusives.
I mean, to be honest, like with the games that they have that are kind of from the 4, I don't know how many games from the 3 people would really want to play, with the exception of a few. So I would suspect, if anything, if there's a demand for those few games, you could probably do that, or essentially just do just a remaster of those sorts of games. But I can't think of any games that are not on the 4 that haven't been, that are like really sought after. It's like, all the Uncharted games are on the 4 and in turn on the 5.
Yeah.
Right. And those are the big ones. Last of Us is on the 4 and the 5. So, I mean, other than, Resistance, which was, let's be honest, not like top of the food chain.
It wasn't. The game was good, but people weren't really buying them like that,
Yeah, I feel like the games that are the really sought after games that were from the PlayStation 3 generation eventually find their way, over. But I think a lot of them, they're just going to leave in the past. I don't think you're going to see a Killzone remake, like a Killzone, Killzone 1.
That ain't happening. Guerrillas, they moved on, man. So yeah, you know what? Yeah, I think you're right. I think we're not really going to see it. Maybe the one-off here and there, but I doubt it. Like Demon's Souls, look how long that game took. That game took forever. Demon's Souls literally took a whole generation and three sequels and another game made by them for them to finally say, hey, maybe we should maybe we should remake that game. Yeah, by the way, guys in the chat, we're not talking about the games we want. We just think about the games that are possible. And there's really the list is not there, to be honest. I think they already ported them over, to be honest. I think they already did it.
I definitely think that they ported over all the ones that were really sort of sought after. The only outlier would probably be Metal Gear Solid 4.
Yeah, because that one did sell a lot. Yeah.
Resistance.
That's it.
Well, what about Heavenly Sword? They never ported that.
No, that game didn't sell, man.
Again,
the only games we're gonna see ported are the big ones, or the ones that get enough people going crazy, like Demon Souls,
Or they might do collections, like an Infamous collection.
That would be nice of the first 2 games, but
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Like doing the pulling over the Infamous games, which were titles that did it. I would definitely see. I see that being a part of the games that would ever eventually find
Infamous
their way
has a
over.
good chance. I agree.
Yeah, you guys need to yell at Konami about Metal Gear Solid 4. I don't know.
Like Konami, man.
That ain't Sony's fault.
I don't know. Yeah, that's not Sony's fault. I mean, unless really Konami has all this legacy, and who knows how well they're handling their legacy titles, especially now with Kojima's company gone.
Kojima. Yeah.
So what are they? Because before it was, doing those remasters wasn't hard. I'm sure for Bluepoint wasn't that bad because Kojima's company still existed and could hand over the source code to Bluepoint and say, okay, this is the game as we put it out, as opposed to what happened with the Silent Hill games. Yeah. When that company was told to redo it, when Team Silent was totally gone and nobody over there in archives even knew what the hell they had, so they just handed them over like an unfinished an unfinished build and told them to fix the game and then remaster it.
That's crazy.
So, I mean, you already have the best-selling game on PS3 ported a zillion times already.
Yeah.
Wait, which one's that one?
GTA 5.
Oh, GTA
5. Yeah, that's right. Oh man,
that's how old it is.
It is. No, you're right. You're right.
I mean, even something like a PS3 collection or the PS3 greatest hits, like not even greatest hits, but like PS3 collection have like Lair, Heavenly Sword, Metal Gear. That would just package them into one bundle. That
Lair,
Lair. That's for torrents right there.
Oh,
it was just shitty.
You might as well throw Dark Void in there. Come on, guys.
Wait, did you play Lair?
That's garbage.
No, I heard that was bad.
Nah, man. Unless before or after they patched out the motion controls.
Boy, any of them.
Yeah.
Oh, you did. So man, it was pretty good, man.
Everybody's allowed to like a stinker, so it's okay. I'm kidding. No, I'm not.
Actually. No, you're right. Carlos likes Batman vs Superman. Everybody gets one.
Yeah, everybody gets one, like Spider-Man says.
Well, you guys like Age of Ultron.
I do it every time with the Age of Ultron, man.
That movie is garbage.
All I gotta say is, if you have to go out of your way to if you have to use another movie to defend your movie, that's bad. You should just defend your movie on its own, man.
I'm just saying everyone has bad taste, and I'm just saying what yours are.
Did they HD up the first Red Dead Redemption?
No.
No.
I like that.
That never got a rematch. Everybody's been asking for that shit,
The thing about it is, it kind of if you think about it, it's already kind of available. Is it? On Xbox, on Xbox, you can literally play that.
Yeah, that is backwards compatible. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, unless you're talking about the original Red Dead Revolver.
No, he's talking about Red Dead Redemption.
That's on PlayStation 4.
That was PS2, right? The Red Dead Revolver.
That's PlayStation 2. Yeah, they actually got that shit to work on PlayStation 2 on 4.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Crazy. All right, let's move on, man. Next question. This one is from.
Remember when people like Suicide Squad?
That movie. Nobody liked that movie.
What?
Nobody liked that movie. That movie was fucking trash. All right, man. Next up, another one from Mr. Dio. All right. I'm sensing a theme tonight, or somebody just ordered these questions in a certain way. Who knows? Okay.
Who did that?
Is backwards compatibility on current gen consoles really necessary? In general, who is really asking for this option? Is it the hardcore or casual gamer? And what do collectors of old systems and games gain from backwards compatibility? A lot of questions in there, Dio, but we'll get you, man. Here's the thing. The first part is backwards compatibility on current gen consoles necessary? Yes, because there's no fucking games. Of course, yes, it is. There's nothing to play right now.
This is the best example. Imagine when back in the day when we were able to go to a Blockbuster or something. You talk to your buddies, oh, you should see this movie from 1989. It's called The Burbs. And this, all right, let's go see it. Well, that's great. You could do that in those places. Well, that's what we need for games as well. The fact that we can play these old, instead of just saying, well, you need to go get that old console, and then you have to go and get the game and do all this. If it's all up there, just so we want to grab it when we want to grab it from whatever time period, it should be. It should be no issue, especially if it's digital. There should be no reason not to have that. That way, if somebody, let's say we're talking about this, like with Grand Theft Auto or the Red Dead Revolver, let's say 2 more consoles down the road. Oh, damn, there was Revolver. I don't even know the Redemption series. Well, just go on. It's there, and then you can play that. Oh, okay, cool. So yeah, why not?
There's a lot of hurdles, but we're not going to get into that right now. But yeah, for these consoles, yes, it's necessary because there's no new games right now. Very necessary. But it does bring us up to the larger thing, like who is backwards compatibility for? And I guess that goes more to what Adam's saying. It's for people who there's 2 types of people, and you guys could fill in if I'm missing any. Main types of people that backwards compatibility is for like the Johnny come lately gamers. They don't play games on day one. They miss a bunch of stuff, or people who are just simply too young to experience them. And they get to check out these games. So I think that's who it's for. I think backwards compatibility is a good thing to have overall, but as we said before, as a console ages, it kind of becomes less relevant because there's new games to actually play, but for people who do want like a history lesson or just games they missed, backwards compatibility is a good thing because that's one of the things about gaming in general. The gaming industry, we do a terrible job of game conservation, but that's also because of hardware. It's like they made every game had their own engines they ran on, so you're trying to get these old engines running on new games. They got to do all this stuff, and then licensing comes into it. It's a bunch of shit. So it's not just a simple matter of like put it on this console. There's a lot of hurdles to overcome. Even just beyond the technical stuff, there's just a lot of shit. So that's why you can't just have like, I'm gonna just play Pong on my PlayStation 5. It doesn't work like that. There's a lot of shit that goes into that. But yeah, what about the rest of you guys? What do you say?
I definitely.
Brett, you first, and then Manny.
Go over,
I
Brett.
think that's like 20% of the people who care. I think the other 80% are fanboys who will never actually use it.
I'm gonna have to agree with that. That's right. Oh man, Manny, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, I was actually going to echo the same thing. I think a lot of it is there's definitely people that are generally interested in it, but yeah, I think it's a bunch of. I think some of it is also fanboys being angry that they don't have it. It's not that they really wanted it; it's just that it's not there.
Or chest thumping that they do have it.
Yes,
So yeah, there's definitely a degree of that.
And here's the thing. There's something. There is that. There is that like I remember. From being in the generations of consoles when you didn't get that, and then finally being able to get that and being like, oh shit, look at this. But then again, did I go back? I mean, you're one of the ones that sort of experienced it the most when you went from PlayStation. You went because you skipped essentially to PlayStation 2, so you went back and played all the previous games.
Yeah, not all of them, but I played some. But yeah, in PS2. It was the first Sony console to have backwards compatibility, which is cool. That was a feature of PS3 had it too. PS4 was the first one that didn't have backwards compatibility. But the first console, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that I know of that had backwards compatibility was the Sega Genesis with the Master System. You needed some fucking shit to play, but I believe that was the first one that had backwards compatibility. Super Nintendo did not.
Yeah.
But yeah. Again, for this generation, it is necessary. There's no games right now. What are we playing? We're playing fucking Monster Hunter and Division before that because there's nothing new out. But yeah, and then what about collectors? I don't think they have any worth. Like backwards compatibility is worthless to them. It's like they have the system, they have the actual original systems at home playing on CRT TVs.
I think it's
like
great
Metal
for
Jesus. He doesn't need that shit.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a part of preservation, but all those guys those collectors that do like Metal Jesus and the Digital Foundry guy and those guys are probably going to look to be playing those games on the actual consoles because they're always going to be nitpicky about the latency is different on this thing and it's better on the CRT. They're gonna be nitpicky about whatever the port is going to be like.
Yeah, no, you're right about that. All right. I guess we can move on. We don't need to go too further in time. But Mr. Paikuhan showed up, man. Yo, Paikuhan, brother, get at us on Twitter. You remember, you won that. That's yours.
You won this.
This is yours, bro. So, hit me up on Twitter at actually no, hit up Throwdown because our DMs are open. Hit up Throwdown at Throwdown Show. Give us your address and we'll send that out to you real quick. You know.
Yep.
And if you're not on Twitter, I believe you're on Discord. Hit me up privately and I'll get that info. So yeah, just do it now because otherwise we're gonna re-roll.
Do it now.
We would, under normal circumstances, Pykohan, we would have re-rolled, but since you're a lifer, you've been here for a long time, mad support. We were like, let's wait. He's gonna show up tonight, and you did. You know, good stuff. All right, let us move on to the next question here, which is from. Do I have this shit ready? I hope I do have it ready. If I don't, I will be flogged to death. All right. Another question about remasters. Mr. Fergus Mills, Carlos' savior, man.
Yo, what up, man?
His question is, which games that were remastered did not deserve to be remastered? Oh, man.
Oh my God.
Fuego.
Oh, my God. What was that one? Fucking...
Bubsy, man.
The zombie... What? Bubsy?
Stubbs the zombie.
Yeah,
Stubbs the zombie. I mean, Medieval...
that was an odd choice. Yeah, when that happened, I was like, "Really?"
I don't think anybody was fiending for Medieval.
Didn't need that shit.
Which one, Adam?
Darksiders.
Oh, I like Darksiders, man.
Yeah, Darksiders is a good one. I mean, to be honest, like it kind of fits with their release. Like they released the new Darksiders, and they had the other two.
They had the remaster, yeah, Warmaster. I still need to get that. That game was dope, but we're talking about like trash games that didn't deserve.
No, like trash games. But Darksiders was actually a really good game.
Yeah, it was a great game.
I agree with Manny. Stubbs the zombie like came out of nowhere. I was like, really?
Really? What? Do we really need that one? I mean, yeah.
Didn't they do Bubsy? Like they remastered a Bubsy game? Like why? Who cares?
Yeah, it was like some they made a new Bubsy or whatever they did. It wasn't very good.
Yeah,
Bubsy hadn't been good since the first game. So,
and you know what? Even though I enjoyed it, I'm gonna say it. Why the fuck did you remaster Voodoo Vince?
There we go, another one. Voodoo Vince.
Why? You know.
Come on, that's like going back and saying I'm going to remaster fucking Blinks the Cat.
I'd rather
they
that.
did all those in a bundle because remember Grim Fandango was part of that.
Yeah.
That whole remaster.
Well, no, the Grim Fandango was one that actually people wanted to redo, and the same thing with
Full Throttle.
Full Throttle. Those were.
I remember all.
Yo, I love that game.
Yeah. Those type all being announced around the same time.
Yeah, but they weren't the same company.
I don't know. Some kind of deal or something happened because they all came out and they're all the same type of game.
Voodoo Vince is not a point-and-click adventure.
What's that? That was
I don't on PC, so I guess it still felt like.
Voodoo Vince was like early 2000s 3D platformer.
Yeah. So that's. Again, like it feels like they're scraping the barrel when they could be taking a game like Resistance and doing it.
Yeah, you know, or Red Dead Redemption,
or Red Dead Redemption. They could be doing it with those games. No, they decided to take Voodoo Vince.
Voodoo Vince. Oh man. All right, moving on here. Next question. This one's from Black Metal Gamer. All right, Black Metal. I had to seriously edit this question because if I asked it the way you wrote it, we would be in serious trouble. He's always trying to get us in trouble with these questions, man. But the actual question, I worded it so we won't get in trouble. All right. Here we go. First up, if social politics forces Rockstar to water down GTA 6, would you still buy it? Talk about the current social climate. You know, the whole canceling stuff. You know?
I wouldn't buy a GTA anyway. I can't even. I don't really care for the GTA game, so I wouldn't buy it anyway.
Actually, Chris, I'm going to go to you first, man.
I would say it depends. I would say how on its face it was. How blatant it was with that stuff. There's certain stuff you'll be like, all right, maybe. There's subtle stuff in there. I don't know how bad or how crazy it'll be. I'd say if it's too crazy, I might go. You know what? I'm good with GTA Online. I think I'll stay over here.
But like, if GTA loses its teeth, would that really like bother you?
If it loses its teeth, sure, because that was the whole
Why is it
point.
called
Yeah.
GTA then?
Yeah, I mean, I think I have to excuse myself for this question because Rockstar's going to send me the game, but I'll be very disappointed. That's for sure. Because GTA is supposed to be about like really like in your face satire, like biting, satire. If it loses that because of some people that want to cancel fucking cartoon characters, then we got a problem,
It's an
By the way,
interesting thing.
You motherfuckers better not come after Speedy Gonzalez, man. That's all I'm
No,
saying.
man.
Leave my boy alone,
we
man.
have.
That's our people right there, man. Leave
I'm
that
gonna
man
say
alone.
this.
Leave that mouse alone.
I think most Hispanic people do not have a problem with Speedy Gonzalez. We're glad there's fucking representation. There's fucking somebody out there, man. Shit.
Yeah, and leave Pepe Le Pew alone, man. We got to have French representation too. Even if my man is a little, too much.
But you realize he's thirsty because he smells, right? That's the whole gag.
That's what it is. Yeah,
that's the gag. That's why he can't get the ladies because he smells. That's the problem.
So he's got to force himself on that cat. It's like, bruh.
Oh, good, man.
Oh, shitty. that Pepe Le Pew. Don't get me wrong. I like Pepe Le Pew, but he taught me not to trust French people. Anyway, go on. Oh man, GTA. Yeah. I'll be very disappointed if they watered it down for a certain segment of people.
I'm gonna say this: it definitely would lose its whole identity if it ever was done. Like it's like taking South Park and taking that whole satire part of it, because South Park takes a pot shot at everybody. Same thing with the Grand Theft Auto games. They know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they know what's wrong. They take pot shots at drug dealers, at the cops. Yeah. Everybody gets it.
But satire and everything, politics. Like look at the spoof shows in GTA 5. You have Republican Space Rangers.
Yeah.
And you have Impotent Rage. Yeah. Make it fun on all sides,
Yeah, that's it. That's how you do it. Brian, what were you going to say, man?
Oh, I was about to say what Chris said.
Yeah.
Like, they take shots at everyone. So, if they suddenly just, like, start taking shots at one side and not the other, then you just feel very weird.
Yeah, I agree. All right, what about the rest of you guys?
It feels very gross, as they say.
Actually, Brian, what do you say, man, about this if they water down GTA? Buy it?
With me, it would just depend on everything else. Like, if everything else is still mostly the same, then I may do it. But if everything has changed because of it, then I'll be like, yeah, there's no point. Like, I just can't be bothered with this. The last thing I want to do is be beaten around the head with some ideological nonsense.
Yeah.
Like, no, I'm good.
All right, anybody else want to go?
Yeah. I've bought every mainland GTA since fucking 3. So I'll buy it just so I can see if it's trash or not. Then I'll judge it by what it's worth instead of prejudging it.
Fair enough. You don't want to be racist towards it.
That's
a callback to a certain friend of ours, Hip Hop Gamer, where we said that about the order. That he meant to say prejudice, but he used race instead and got him in trouble. Man, we had him on that show. That was a good episode too. Shout out to Hip Hop Gamer, man, doing big things. Yep. What's that thing he's doing now, Manny? You posted in the chat. What's he doing?
It was an interview with a thing, and the guy was saying, how much it was to have a person that sounds like him.
Yeah,
doing in the game industry and stuff. And then Hip Hop Gamer says, well, there was a point that he was going to be just Gerard, and be like, like the whole Adam Sessler sort of stiff sort of person. And then if he sort of just was true to himself and just did his thing, which is one thing I really respect about Hip Hop Gamer. It's like, he didn't do it by selling out. He did it by being himself.
Yeah.
There's nobody out there right now who's at the level of Hip Hop Gamer that does it the way he does it. So,
yeah, there it is. All right, man. Moving on here. Next question. This one is from Mob Hits again. All right. What two developers would you want to see collaborating, and what type of game or genre would you want them to produce?
We've been asked this question before.
Kind of.
Like a different version of this.
Yes, a different variation of a kind of question. But this is two developers coming together.
So two developers coming together to make one game?
Yeah, to make one game, yes.
I mean, what's a good example of something like that has happened before?
I don't think that
Kojima Studios and Guerrilla Games.
Square Enix.
Well, they're just using their.
What about
It's a collaboration.
Yeah, I mean,
you could say that with every single Unreal game.
Well, they're collaborating.
They're all Epic.
What about
and Final Fantasy?
Was it
Epic and Square?
Yeah.
Warriors.
Stranding wouldn't exist if it wasn't
working there.
Hold on, we're all talking over each other. Adam, what were you saying?
Yeah, we are.
What about the Square and Eidos? Didn't they work together on some games? And then
Square they own Eidos.
Yeah, but then they brought in that studio. That's a different studio. That when they bought them, they had to merge that talent.
Yeah.
Huh?
I guess it was collaboration, and they just
because there was another studio that was working on other games. Just like almost every Grand Theft Auto has like multiple versions of their studios, whether it's the one in LA or San Diego, whatever, and it'll pop up that they're working together on it. They work on different parts of it.
Yeah, I guess for the heart of the question, it'll be like something like Sony Santa Monica. And like the Coalition work on a third-person sci-fi game, something like that. That's what the heart of the question is really about.
Or like 343 and the Coalition working on the Halo game.
Hey, that's a viable answer.
Yeah.
What else?
Well, Bungie working, Bungie and working on the Bungie and whatever the Halo company is working on the next Halo game. There you go. The Coalition. There you go.
Show them the ropes.
I mean, let's see.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a tone because it's like I don't know
because there hasn't been a precedence of that sort of happening.
Yeah, so I guess for the sake of argument, just think of like DC and Marvel coming together, something like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. It's
so
like
we have to use other examples.
Yeah,
we have to use other examples.
Well, Blitz says SNK and Capcom. I mean, they
that is true. There you go. That's a perfect example.
That's a pretty rare. That's a pretty rare one, and usually it's one side developing the game.
Yeah, that is true. Who was it? Platinum was the one that developed.
You can actually tell which company developed the versions.
Yeah, too. Like Platinum was the one that made Nier Automata, even though Square Enix. Like you could tell who developed that shit.
Yeah. Okay. So there we go. Okay. So we're talking about a developer. So it's a property owned by somebody else.
No. But it's two developers coming in. So it could be that too. But I think for the sake of this one, he's talking about a brand new game. Again, just think of it like a superstar kind of thing, like an all-star rock band type of thing, coming up with original material.
Oh, I got one.
All right, go ahead.
Okay. I'd have Naughty Dog, Insomniac, Sony Santa Monica, and PlayStation Japan develop a game that has All Stars in the title.
Oh. Oh man, yeah, that'll turn out real great. What else? I don't know. I never really thought about this. It's because like I kind of just prefer single developers doing their own thing, But I guess if you really think about it, it's like maybe you can have like a collaboration. It's like you take the best parts of one studio and then to create something awesome, Like maybe you could have like the storytelling of like Sony Santa Monica, the gameplay of Platinum, the horsepower of Decima, shit like that,
Well, I mean, you could say like the same thing with again Platinum and Sega, yeah, because they were doing Bayonetta. That was
right.
It's a Sega, even though it's a Sega character now, it is a Platinum.
Vanquish is another example,
Vanquish. You could also have also said Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance too.
Yeah, that's another one. Yeah, so that's the first one I was thinking about. All right, anybody else? What are your dream collaborations? Adam, you got anything?
I just think about. I mean, I feel like almost every game has multiple studios. I mean, we hear it all the time where one part is great and the other part sucks, and then it's like, oh well, it's a different studio that was working on that.
Well, we're
They'll
talking
throw
about
that
like,
studio-
He's talking about more,
Superstar
like, yeah, we're talking
I
about
know,
like
I
like
know, I know what he's
Ubisoft and
talking
EA.
about.
You know what
I
I'm
know
saying?
what he's talking about. Yeah, I get it, but it just wouldn't even pop up in my head because of all the other logistics financially. So why even bother?
Yeah, that is also. I think that's the reason it's kind of hard to answer. Is like realistically, it's very difficult. It has happened, obviously, but it's very difficult. That's why that's not really something we think about too much. Brett, you gonna say something?
It's usually
one.
But it's usually one studio more than the other. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead, Brett.
Go ahead.
Obsidian Bethesda could come back and make a New Vegas too.
There you go.
That's a very real possibility.
That is one.
To be honest, they're all because they're in the same umbrella now.
Yeah. Blitz said CD Projekt Red and Bethesda creating the ultimate buggy game.
Oh damn!
Oh.
Hey,
well, you know
put
what?
them in the same camp.
Oh damn!
Hey, listen. If they did let their powers combine, you probably would have a very good, a very beautiful looking buggy looking game because I swear, as bad as buggy as Cyberpunk is, that's a pretty damn looking buggy game.
Yeah, it looks nice. Looks real nice.
As opposed to Bethesda with their ugly ass buggy game.
Excuse me.
Well, one is functional and the other one isn't.
Yeah.
That's debatable.
Well, I mean, the Bethesda has the depth and what's it called? CD Projekt has the shine.
Yeah.
But if you let their powers combine, you can have a pretty looking game, and then it could mostly work with Bethesda.
Okay, you say that, but that's like saying a half Asian, half Irish girl is going to be hot as hell. Yeah, half the time, and then the other half the time is just it's a fucking train wreck.
I'm not gonna say anything about
Damn.
that. You can say that about any mix of people. Like some people be good, pretty, some people be ugly. You know.
Okay.
Brett, you have a very interesting mind, my friend. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. God, it was a fucking joke, people. Jesus.
What? I mean,
it was like, I'm gonna say,
well, maybe for the wrong reason.
I better back away and stay away from that one.
Yeah, I think you forget what age we live in, bro.
Yeah, Brett.
Oh God! All right, man.
Everyone's pretty on the inside.
No, I don't know about that. Some people are ugly on the inside too.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm pretty ugly. I'm pretty ugly on the inside.
I got guts and shit,
blood and organs and guts, man. That's not pretty. That'll make people throw up.
Yeah. Inside, we're all made out of gore.
What was the Zach Galifianakis joke where it's like, do you realize that there's a scary looking skeleton doing exactly the same things that you are doing?
It's true.
Or something like that. There's a scary looking skeleton.
Crazy. All right, man. Move on. Next question. You got.
I would have Sucker Punch and Insomniac working on a game. So this way, we don't have to make that distinction of like, was that Sucker Punch or Insomniac?
Oh shit! There you go.
There we go. I'll go with that.
I like that answer. That was good.
Well, I mean, I'll give my From Software and Konami in as so much Konami gives them permission to make a Castlevania game and then leaves them alone.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, pretty much like, listen, just give them the IP. Don't even worry about another development team. Just give them the IP and let them work their magic.
Well, according to the crazy people rumors, the Konami is going to be licensing out all of their games so that other people could develop their games. So there you go.
Yeah, I heard Throwdown is going to be producing a Konami game soon. You know, crazy.
Well, somebody on Throwdown did produce a Konami game.
Hey, you know, that is true. Oh man! All right, let's move on, man. We got another question here from Mr. To Make another one. All right, at what point did you realize gaming was going to be a lifelong hobby? Never really thought about it. It just came naturally, you know.
Yeah, it's like I've never imagined ever not being a hobby.
Yeah, it's just like gaming is cool. I'm doing it. Like I never thought about it like that. It just came to be.
No,
you know.
Yeah. I feel like it's like that. It's just I think a lot of us just never really thought of it as just like, okay, it was just there. It's like along the same lines of like, hey, look, I read comic books, like collect cards and play figures, it's kind of like, all right.
Yeah, like no one ever sat down and go, oh, you know what? I think I'm going to be a lifelong movie watcher. Like that doesn't happen. You know,
I am going to be a collector.
Yeah,
you know, it never says that.
Yeah, so I'm never really. Has anybody here thought about that? Because I never have.
No, I never did. I just didn't stop playing.
I mean, no, they just keep making new shit, and I'm like, oh, keep wanting to play it. That's it.
I was born in it. All right, that was a simple one answer.
I'm sure there's somebody out there who, let's say, if it wasn't always part of their life. In fact, actually, I do know somebody who had a roommate who was big into games, and this guy was in his 20s and never played anything. And then his roommate, he saw him playing I forgot what console it was, and then he became a hardcore collector after that. He loved it. He just felt like he missed out of his childhood of playing it. It was just never part of his life.
Yeah. No, I'm not saying that is because I'm saying in Throwdown right now. There's but no, I know people like that. Go ahead, Brett.
Oh, I did.
Really?
I got game over tattooed across my knuckles. I really had to sit there and think of whether this was something I was committed to or not.
Oh shit! Is that what? That's when you realized? Hold on, when did you get tattooed? Like when you were 8 or something? Like, well, hold on a second here.
Wait. Did you just say you have game over from nipple to nipple?
No, that's my knuckles.
Hold on, Brett. I got. Yeah, knuckles. He said knuckles, but Adam, get your mind out of the gutter, bro.
Across his chest.
No, he had a
game over. I'm like, oh shit, that's kind of cool. Yeah, right across the chest.
Hold on, Brett. So before that, you didn't realize gaming was a lifelong hobby?
Like the rest of you, I didn't. Like the rest of you said, I didn't really think about it. But then when my tattoo came up, I'm like, yeah, I guess I really have been playing video games. I think it was like 20 years at that point. I was like, all right, so I've been playing video games for like 20 years, so fuck it. Seems like something I'm probably always going to continue to do.
Here's the thing. My only tattoo I have is a gaming tattoo, and I just thought, yeah, I fucking love Akuma. I got to get him on there. But I never thought, oh my God, this is the moment where I realized I was you know what I'm saying? It was just like,
that's different, though. Yeah. That's different. Like, because Akuma's a character to you. Akuma can kind of change, but it's always going to be the Akuma that you kind of remember. It's like
but Brett, I know what you're saying, but again, I also thought like, okay, not only is Akuma a great character, but he's also Street Fighter. It also represents games, so I did take it back that far, but I didn't have any revelation of like, oh my God, this is when I knew games were a lifelong hobby.
It wasn't a revelation. It's just, man, like before you get a tattoo, you should think about if the thing you're about to do is something that you're still going to be interested in 10 years before you go get a fucking Green Day tattoo or something.
Brett, I thought hard. I was like, because I was like, it's gonna be something permanent. It's gotta be something permanent. I was like, I'm always gonna fucking love Street Fighter because of that memory. You know what I'm saying? In gaming,
and see right there, that's the moment that you thought about. You realize you're always gonna like, whether or not it was it wasn't a eureka moment. You're just like, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. That's my answer. That to make it. There you go. Adam,
I imagine Brett. Like I imagine Brett in some like dramatic lighting, just like. Yes.
I think so.
I think so. Have Dutch angle. Like a spotlight on you.
Yeah.
They had that moment from music.
Owen Mills, where you fade in your face twice from 2 angles.
Yeah. Adam, were you gonna say? Yes. By the way, I already know where you're going with this because I did have that moment for metal. I was like, I think I'm a metalhead now. Like I definitely had that moment. Like, yeah, this is the music I listen to now.
Like that with my favorite band, Skinny Puppy, and I was like, I really like them. I'm always gonna like. And then they had one album that came out, and I loved the cover, and I'm like, I'm gonna get that shit tattooed.
Yeah,
and I did, and I got on my forearm, and to this day, I mean, not a lot of people know what it means, but when I do tell them, they're like, "But it's a band." I'm like, "Yeah," and I still like the band.
There you go, man. And there's a lot of significance there, man.
Since the early '90s, and I'm still listening to them, and they're still kicking. So, no regrets.
Desperate and enraged.
All right, man. Good stuff.
Fucking in my sleep again.
All right, we're gonna get copyrighted, man. All right.
Come on, I'm not playing the song. Goddamn it.
You can play it.
All right, moving on here. All right, this is from another one from Mr. Fergus. All right, do you have any stories about buying or letting someone borrow a game because you felt it was good and they would have not played it otherwise? The results could be good or bad. So if anybody has any crazy stories, feel free to share.
I'm looking at Adam.
I'm looking at Brett.
Too, man.
Adam, you said too many. Okay, Brian, you go first. You go first.
I let him. Who's going first?
Brian's going to go first, and then you go, Adam.
I have one. Yeah. My one is mundane compared to these guys because Adam. So I think I'll go first. So this was back when I was in school. It was 2000. When was GTA San Andreas out? Was it 2001?
2005. I have 2004.
Okay, 2004. Yeah, so I was 14 at the time, right? So I was there working my side job, and I got GTA San Andreas. I'm like, wow, this is like the best game ever. It was the first time I'd ever stayed up past 2 a.m. playing games, because again, when you're 14, you have parents, you have school, you can't really put that much time in. But this, I stayed up until like 2 a.m. playing it because I got lost. So I was just loving it. So I was like, okay, like this game is amazing. And everyone in school was talking about it, apart from this one kid, because I think he was super religious, or his parents were. Like, they had no video games whatsoever. So all the games that he had were always just like the really mild ones, like the safe for kids one. So I thought, okay, you know what? I think this guy should be in on the fun of GTA, right? So I lent him my copy of GTA San Andreas after maybe like 2 months, right? So I was maybe like 2/3 of the way through. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll give it to him. He'll play it for like a couple of months, give it back to me. All's good. So I lent him the game, and then he disappears for like a week. He comes back, and I ask him like, "Hey, what do you think of the game?" And he's like, "Yeah, Brian, the game's really good, but unfortunately, my parents found out about the game, and they took it from me, and then they threw it inside the bin." I'm like, "What?" Like, what do you mean by they took the game and threw it inside the bin? And they're like, yeah, they just took the game and threw it inside the bin, so unfortunately I don't have the game anymore. I'm like, motherfucker, I just saved up all this money for this game, like brand new day one, like took up all the cash I had, and now it's gone. So again, I told the guys at school that, and they were all just really upset. They managed to pull in funds together, and they actually bought me a copy of GTA San Andreas, and that's how I managed to actually complete the game, because everyone just said, hey, you know what, we feel bad for you, like let's throw in like £1 or so each, and then they all got me one, so I was really happy.
That's nice.
And the kid that lost my game, I never spoke to him again because I was so pissed off. I'm like, you didn't fight for it? Like, the thing is not even yours. Like, don't you have respect for other people's stuff? Like, come on. So never spoke to him again. He moved out 2 years later, and it still pissed me off to this very day that he just let them throw it in the trash.
Brian, did you ever think about this? He could have been lying to you, right? He's just like, fuck, I love this. I'm keeping this shit. I'm going to see my parents threw it out.
That is what I thought.
That's what until I actually
went around. Until I went around to his house, and then his parents were going down the road of, oh, it was you that gave him the game. Oh. So his parents kind of told me without actually telling me.
Gotcha.
But either way, I was pissed.
That would be my first thing to say. You fucking liar,
Because again, like, he was like one of those like new kids in the school, like he didn't have many friends, and everyone was talking about this GTA game, and he just sat there with nothing. So I thought, okay, you know what? Let me bring him into the conversation. Let him bring him into like the fold. Like, I tried to do something nice, and that happened. So pissed off.
To be honest, it's like, if they I wish he would have just said like, hey, yo, this belongs to a friend. I'll just return it to him and stuff. Just don't throw it away.
Yeah, at least fight for it or something, or like go in the trash and pick it out and hide it or something. Like, at least have the respect of someone else's property, of the respect of knowing that, hey, this is not mine, so this is someone else's. Like, and he lent it to me on good faith, and I need to take care of it. But no, he just said fuck it, or whatever he said, or his parents said. They just didn't seem to care, and it's one of the few things in life that pisses me off. I can still see his face when he was telling me that his parents threw it in the trash. Like, I never felt so mad at anyone.
You're like, motherfucker, you don't know how close I am to choking the life out of your body right now. Does that cost friggin' $60?
Yeah. full price game, and I was like, dude.
Well, no,
I don't have a full time job.
It's 60 pounds yours because it was 50 in the United States back then. So yeah.
But even then, it's just the idea. Like, I was 14 years old. I had like a side job that paid peanuts. I mean, it paid. I think I would get like $7 per week in that side job, and that would just pay for most things. And again, that's peanuts. So I saved up like 6 weeks to get one game, and he just threw it in the trash. So pissed off.
Man, all right, Adam, what you got?
A few both ends, receiving and giving. Let's see, the one that goes way back that I can remember is the Streets of Rage 2, and I had a buddy of mine in school, and he kept saying, "Oh, I'd love to play it. One day I'll play it," and he would come over and play sometimes stuff. And I was like, "No, I already finished a bunch here. Take it. You just give it back when you can." He's like, "Oh, cool, thanks." And I think it was going right into the summer or something like that, because I know I didn't see him for a while. And then I went to school, and I was like, "Oh, I forgot his name, so let's just say it's Nick." I was like, "Oh, you seen Nick?" And they was like, "Oh yeah, he moved." I'm like, "Wait, what?" And I'm like, "Yeah, his whole family they got up and fucking moved." I could not believe that. There's no cell phones or anything, and I just could. And I'm like, they're like, "Well, do you know where he lives?" And I don't know where he lives. He was a kid from the neighborhood. I had almost all my classes with him. He used to come hang out and stuff at the house. I didn't think much of it. I could not believe this shit. Fucking bounced on me. Then I had Manny got me a PlayStation 2 with God of War to play God of War. Was it God of War 2 that was on that?
I think it was God of. It may have been God of War 2. Yeah, something like that. It was a flat PlayStation. It was the flat PlayStation.
Yeah. And then on the other end, I sent you a GTX 750 video card, and then I got you Alan Wake. So you could play the games on Steam. So I could send you some of these games that you couldn't play on the Xbox because you didn't have an Xbox. But I was like, well, it's on Steam.
Oh yeah.
And, so I did that. So yeah, I mean, everybody will go through a little something. Like I had a buddy of mine who was talking about Grand Theft Auto because I had it on the 360 and then I had it on the Xbox, the next one. But a buddy of mine, Nick, his actual name is Nick, and he had the digital version and the physical version for PS3, and I had a PS3, and he wanted me to play with him online. This is just when GTA Online launched, and he gave me his physical disc just so I can play with him online. So, and I played with him a few times. So it happens. I believe it happens.
Yeah. I only got one that I can think of. I bought because I wanted him to play it. I bought Manny GTA 4 right for your birthday that one year, and I think you actually beat the game too, which is kind of cool.
I did. What was it? It was it was actually before I even had a PlayStation 3.
Yeah, I bought it for you beforehand, so I just got it. I bought it for you, because you got your PlayStation in June with Metal Gear Solid 4. Right, so I bought you that, and you know, even though you're not a GTA guy, you still enjoyed it, so which was good.
I went through it slow. I took taxis everywhere.
Yes.
The driving in the first version of that game was just horrible.
Yeah, but in general, I don't really care. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't want to play the game, like I don't really have that need for other people to play games I enjoy. I don't care. And the thing is, when I was like younger and stuff, it was me, Manny, Mike, and our friend Ultimate Chris, right? We all played each other's games, so that need was never there to begin with. It was like, hey, just come over to each other's houses. And then Manny, you never let people borrow games. The only person you let borrow games was me because you trusted me. You know everybody else. Well, I know before you, maybe when you were a younger kid, people would fucking rob your games and break them and shit. So I understood that.
I had a friend that lived on the like right across the way from me in the other building of mine, and I let him borrow something, and I have to literally go like the fucking bill collector, be like, "Hey, can I have my game back? I mean, you've had it for like 3 months," and then it come back and like be like chicken grease and all kinds of fucking shit all over, and I'm like, "Yo, come on, man."
Yeah, I remember when I forgot what game you let me. The first game you let me, you were very reluctant about it, right? But a week later, I gave that shit back in perfect order, and then we were straight after that. You know, because I treated your game. You know what the deal breaker was? You saw how I treated my games. You know,
yeah. Like I try to treat my stuff like treat my stuff as best as I can. So I'm hoping that at least the person that I would be, and this is only child shit. You know,
yeah.
Hey, Chris knows. Chris, Adam, you know this stuff. You know, it's like you have this way that you treat your shit, and then you get out of yourself and you finally do it, and then it just goes and blows up in your face.
Yeah, listen, man, this is why when I was a kid, like, you know, I'm talking about like a kid, right? I didn't have friends on purpose because these fucking kids would always come to my house and break my toys. I'm like, Mom, stop inviting these fucking your friends' kids here. I don't want them, you know. So I didn't have any friends on purpose. As kid, even when I was a kid, I couldn't stand other fucking kids. You know, it wasn't until I was like 11 I actually had a friend. I'm like, okay, this is cool because we were on the same level. But kids, because people always say, Tony, why do you hate kids? I'm like, I hated kids when I was a fucking kid. Couldn't stand them. You know, fucking up my toys and shit. Like, leave me alone, man. You know, don't fuck up my shit, you know? Mm-hmm. But yeah, so Manny and I, like, we, like, understood each other on that level. When we met, it's like, yeah, man, fuck those other kids, man. Fucking up our shit, you know?
My shit up, man. I keep this thing in a good way.
You know? All right, Chris, you got any stories?
No, but when Manny talking about the chicken grease on his game, I let a buddy of mine, he lived near St. John's University.
Yeah.
And I lent him like one of my old Sega CD games, and I did the same thing like Manny. I'm like, yo, you ever gonna finish this game? It's like months later, and yo, he gave me back the disc. I'm like, dude, what do you soak this in orange juice? It was like caked on with like shit. I'm like, what do you do with your games?
What the fuck?
Yeah, I swear to God, I was like, what the fuck did you do to this disc? I gave him the jewel case and everything, and it came back like gross.
Those are big cases. Remember those?
Yeah.
Those like...
Yo, the last. You know,
how the hell did you lose that thing?
Yeah.
You know, the last thing I lent out to anybody that wasn't like a close friend was my Game Boy. I must have told the story before, but I'll give you a quick rundown, right?
I don't think I'm not sure I remember this one either.
So, and Manny, this was in junior high school. We went to high school. The original, the old school. You know, this was it was the last year of high school.
The 89 one, my 89.
Yeah, the original, the real Game Boy, you know. And Manny, this is a school we went to, you know. So I brought the Game Boy in, you know, and one of my friends from the bad class, you know, how they have those bad classes and shit. So he was like, let me borrow the Game Boy. I'm like, all right, just don't play during fucking class. What does this motherfucker do? Plays it during class. Teacher takes the shit away, right? So I go there and I'm like, can I get my Game Boy back? Like, no, you got to get your mom to get your Game Boy back. I go to my mom, like, can you go to school, get my Game Boy? She's like, no, you brought that shit to school. You ain't get nothing back. So that was that. You know, hey, listen, shout out to my mom for doing that. It's like, that's how you teach fucking kids, you know? But yeah, that's how I lost my Game Boy.
There's consequences left. Yes, I do remember this story.
Yeah. Motherfucker. I remember this dude's name too, Rashad, motherfucker, you know? Anyway,
yo man,
you don't forget those fucking names, bro.
Did you ever get you
dropping names?
Yeah, I'll drop names, man. If I remember his last name, I would have dropped that shit too. You know, fuck that guy. What were you gonna say?
Did you ever get another, like a replacement?
No, my mom said, "Fuck you, I'm not buying you another one." the next Nintendo. Yeah, that's it. You only get one. You know, she didn't buy. Why would she buy me a replacement?
The school kept it.
Yeah.
Usually they don't keep it that long.
Yeah, they kept,
like they took my Discman. I've had a similar situation, but I was actually doing it in the hallway, and I thought I was okay with that. I'm like, I'm not doing any class. No, you can't have it in school premise. They took the shit away. And I'm like, okay, what do I have to do? You have to get and that's what it is. I had to get a note from my mother with her number on it.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like I couldn't just write it and that they were going to call. But yeah, sure enough, it's like they called me to the office, I don't know, a few days later, whatever, and I got it back. Yeah.
Because your mom signed off on it. My mom said, no, you ain't getting that shit back.
Yeah. She said, no, that's it. It's gone.
It was expensive.
Yeah, and no, I didn't bother asking this. I know my mom. She's like, nope, fuck that shit. You're done, you know?
I ain't going to that school to get that shit for you.
Yeah. You fucked up. Hey, I did fuck up. It's a good lesson. That's how you teach kids, man. All right. Because at that point, obviously at that point, because I was a teenager, she couldn't hit me. I would fuck her up if she tried something, you know. So that wasn't about to happen.
Oh, yeah.
You know. No, that happened one time. I was like 13. She wanted to hit me. I grabbed her arm. Like, yo, we're gonna talk, because you know I can hurt you now. So you better relax. You know. We talk.
It's funny because that happened. Like to me when I finally got old, my mom tried to like slap me in the face because I said some smart ass shit.
Yeah.
And I literally pulled like the T1000. I just turned around and looked at her and she's like, okay, we're going to talk about this.
Yeah. No, I didn't do it. I just, because she went to smack, I grabbed her arm, I squeezed it. I'm like, yo, I'm stronger than you now. You better chill out, you know?
No, mom realized it was that doesn't work anymore, and she just started to talk. She usually would talk though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Anyway, anybody else have any stories? Brett, I want to hear your story. Game you lined out or got, good or bad experience.
I can't think of one. I mean, I didn't have a lot of gaming friends when I was younger. My street didn't have a lot of kids on it, so I didn't really have any of those that I can think of off the top of my head.
All right, fair enough. Carlos, you got anything? Guess not. Chris, you could go, man.
Well, the only one I have, you and Manny both know. Remember, I lent Ralph.
Yes.
Never saw that shit again. It took me 15 years to replace that game, man.
Jesus, yeah, Rygar. Oh man.
For PS2, the Rygar game. I lent it to him. That game disappeared.
And it's funny because I kept going to his crib. I never saw that game there. You know.
Yeah.
So who knows?
It went wherever Mike's computer went.
Oh shit! Well, I know exactly where that went. That went to fucking Ralph's drug dealer. That's who it went to. Yeah. He sold that PC for $40 to buy weed. I'm not picking that up.
Fuck, man.
That's what ended the band right there. You know.
Yeah.
Because this dude, he was a weed head, like a crackhead. Like he needed weed for everything. You know. Crazy.
It's funny that we're talking about him because I was just talking about him on Twitter.
Oh yeah, yo,
he's the guy that I mentioned that cried during Electra.
Yeah, that's right. unironically, right during
cried during Electra. We went to see the movie Electra, and homeboy after the movie was bawling like he just saw the Shawshank Redemption or something. You know.
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? He's like, yo, when they had little Electra and shit, nigga.
The little Electra and shit. Yeah.
Oh man,
homeboy was lit though. He was lit.
Yeah, he was always lit. Anyways, move on, man. Fuck are we right now? All right. Oh, this is an interesting one. Who is this person, man, asking us questions? E-Man Land.
Oh.
Sounds like a very talented fellow.
Never heard of him.
You know?
You never heard of him. Who's that guy?
Anyway, his question is, what do you think about Soulja Boy trying to release a new console? All right, so so he's trying again, man. So man, what's going on with Soulja Boy, man?
So yeah, I saw this thing not long ago. He's coming back. He's got a whole new console, totally redesigned. Soulja Boy console. It's gonna have all your games.
Is it gonna fry chicken, man?
From your Nintendos, from your Xbox.
His name on an existing company, the emulator box that they had.
Yeah, that's what it is. It's literally what this is literally the same Soulja Boy console from before, but supposedly he posted it on Instagram. It's totally redesigned, which it literally looks like an Xbox One.
Yeah,
he's going at it again. Why? I don't understand why this dude is so intent on literally doing this. I don't know what he is thinks he's doing.
Everybody got dreams.
He wants to make a console.
Everybody's got dreams, but yo, don't go to China and get the rip-off console and slap your name on it. Seriously.
When he started saying he could play all their games and shit, and
yeah. And it's funny because like he's like yeah, and soon you're going to be able to play Fortnite. And literally Epic Games said, no, you're not.
Oh.
They're like, no, you're not.
I'm like, well, I mean, let's say if it has a web browser, then yeah, it could. Because they support the web browsers putting their games on it. So.
Oh man, if he manages to get his people to do that shit, man, they will kill. Like I don't know how he got past it the last time. Like he literally sold it, and then like the bunch of people came in and tried to sue him. So it's
Did they get their money back for that? Because remember, they were pre-orders.
I don't know any of that stuff that went because again, yeah, he had all those pre-orders from the last time. Then that it got nixed. So what happened? Did he have to issue a refund, or did they have some sort of paperwork saying like Soulja Boy, there is no refunds for Soulja Boy console?
Soulja Boy, guy's a clown. What is he doing?
What was he? I don't know. Is he a rapper?
He's a rapper. I can't even name one of his. This guy, I don't know. Sounds stupid. Like the way he spells his name bothers me.
Yeah, it's like Soulja.
Yeah, Soulja. Yeah. All right, bro.
Is he the one that did the Superman song that like years ago that was very popular?
Yeah, that's him.
That's him. All right, that's the last time I heard him because I remember there was something Stacks. There was some groupie chick that was posting videos of like all the celebrities that she was banging, like secretly. They didn't know she was recording them and she was posting the shit online. And she posted some shit with him too. And a buddy of mine was big into following her and like, yo, look what she did. She's talking to Soulja Boy, and it was fucking weird, but
that's crazy.
Yeah. I don't understand what is up with this guy. If you're gonna do this stuff, you gotta do it right, and that's not the way to do it. Anyway,
right,
I wanted to throw that in there.
Yeah. Now I was gonna ask: is little John gonna do a console too? Like, what the fuck are we doing now? You know.
Well, you got KFC making one, so anything is possible.
Yeah, what are you gonna say, me?
But but the thing is, like, KFC is doing something straight. They literally made a bomb ass like gaming PC.
Yeah,
so, and they're literally using, and it doesn't fry your chicken; it keeps your chicken hot.
Keeps the chicken warm. There you go.
Keeps the chicken warm. It doesn't cook it.
I mean, they're not innovating on anything because the PS4 did that.
Oh,
the PS4 and
how does that?
It does have a trap on the bottom for it, so it does, in no way does it actually touch any of the equipment. It's just because the thing gets so warm inside, it gets hot enough to be able to keep the chicken warm. My only question about that is like, okay, if it's keeping the chicken warm, you know how like technology sort of gets this scent, like it's like this plastic or this metal.
Oh, like, your chicken tastes like that. Oh,
yeah. Will your chickens start tasting like motherboard?
What about the other one? Your console's
like silicon taste.
Your console's gonna smell like chicken. You know.
Make sure you don't have bugs in the house. They'll get.
Oh my god! Don't bring that to the project.
Yeah, right. All fucked up. Soulja Boy, man. Anyway, moving on. Oh shit! I believe this is the final question of the night. By the way, that announcement we're going to do it after this because now we have the most people we had all night. You know.
Oh yeah.
Okay, Black Mage. His first question we're actually going to skip because we've answered it before. He just asked, what gaming mechanic do we hate? And we've answered that before. So his last question here, I'm not sure if we're going to be able to answer it, but we'll try our best because I don't know the service he's talking about here. It sounds like something from Star Trek, but anyway. I got an email about Adam. This is for you right now, man. He got an email too, man. He got an email about reserving a spot for the Starlink internet service. I have a fiber network, so I'm pretty satisfied, but it got me thinking, can Starlink improve online gaming besides being an alternative to those living out in the middle of Independence, Kansas? So is this like a Midwest type of internet connecting ISP thing? I've never heard of Starlink. It sounds like something from Star Trek. Starlink.
No, there's a bunch of little ones everywhere, but no, I've never.
Yeah. How about I ask somebody from? How about I actually ask somebody from Kansas here, Brett? What is this?
What it is a SpaceX is developing a low latency broadband internet system to meet the needs of customers across the globe, enabling all kinds of crazy shit. So it has something to do.
And remote people to have internet access. Basically, he's trying to make internet access like a
global,
not
thing.
even a utility, but like a global right, so that people in Africa can hook up to it.
That's cool.
Like the weather balloon things.
Yeah,
that's it. And he's gonna have like.
Well, that's what that is. Number 2, it's Independence, Missouri, and number 3, motherfucker, I have fiber. Yeah. My connection's probably faster than yours.
Damn.
Then this guy, shit.
Oh no, he's talking to you, Tony.
Oh, I got Fios, man. That shit'll kill your shit, man.
What do you got?
I got Fios, motherfucker.
You got what?
I got Fios.
5 gigs?
This
Fios.
Verizon Fios,
yeah,
man.
No. What speed do you got, man?
Oh, like what is it? A gig?
Yeah, he has a gig because I remember when you showed me that.
Yeah, I got a gig, man.
The speed test got a gig. Yeah, he's a gigabit. I'm a gigabit. Almost everybody here.
Bro, come on. I live in New York, baby. I got the good shit, you know?
I got a gigabit.
Yeah.
I don't think I have a gigabit, but then again, I'm using the evil empire, which is called Comcast.
Oh, they suck. They're terrible. Boo.
They're horrible.
Yeah. Hey, Brett, to your credit though, you had that Fire shit before I did, though, bro.
Oh yeah, Google. Yeah, Google Fiber. Right?
But the funny thing is, literally everybody around my neighborhood got Files before I did. Like literally, it's like a island of ignorance, you know.
Well, you know what it is though, because you live in it's because you're in the projects.
Yeah, man.
The city signs up a contract with the different companies, right?
Well, that's
so they
what
have
happened.
to sign a specific.
Well,
yeah, they hadn't signed it
the instant the Time Warner contract expired where I live, Verizon came in like fucking hawks, and everybody jumped on board because they were way better. It was cheaper, faster. Everybody left Spectrum at that point, you know. But that's what happened. So for like a long time, my buildings here were just totally under contract with Time Warner, moved over to Spectrum. But as soon as that contract ended, you know, Verizon came in, and I got that shit right there on the spot. Right there on the spot. You have best decision I ever made, man. Fucking love Fios. Anyway, so yeah, Starlink. It's a dope fucking name, by the way. That shit sounds tight.
Well, that's your boy. What's his face?
Musk. Yeah,
Elon Musk.
He's gonna take over the world, you know.
He's a real life Tony Stark, man.
Isn't he? Well, Chris and Carlos, isn't he building a town or something out in Texas?
I didn't hear about that.
That's on Mars, Adam.
He's got his own town. He's got a name for it, and
Starbase.
That's it. You said it.
Yeah, Starbase.
Starbase.
He just tweeted about it. I don't know if he's serious or anything. Because
that's starting to sound like some Epcot shit right now.
The city of the future.
Yeah. We'll see how much that'll work. I mean, have you ever looked at any of the old Epcot of stuff? He was literally looking to have corporations essentially sponsor the whole city, which means let's say if somebody the sponsorship of something ran out, like let's say GE didn't want to sponsor anything, that means that people would be out of jobs. Weird like that. Like he believed so much in corporations that he would believe that they would take their spots and they would continue to be there. I mean, even though they would probably do like what they do with his rides, they literally pull out and then you have a derelict ride.
I don't think corporations were quite the same back then. That was while there was a whole lot of corruption, as there's always been, there was also a large amount of philanthropy from, you know, the richest people in the world. So like, I don't know. I think that he considered that was just going to keep going, and then everybody just like that stopped. Like there's no more Rockefeller anymore. It's
created a living that whole living area celebration of all those houses, those communities.
Yeah, and well, that wasn't his. That was a later thing. But that Disney? Celebration of Disney? Yeah, it was Disney, but Celebration Florida ended up being a horror. Essentially a nightmare. It ended up being incredibly crime-ridden and all kinds of horrible stuff. So yeah, it wasn't.
Oh no, it's really nice. What do you mean? It's still. We went over there. We went to go visit.
It's pretty bad there.
It's still expensive to live over there. Everybody has to have their lawns manicured a certain length. They can't do certain things to their houses. They can't make adjustments. They have to follow by the rules. It's got its own school, its own little stores, people in little golf carts and stuff. Oh yeah, no, it's real nice.
Sounds like hell.
Real nice.
Welcome to Celebration. Right. Don't let your lawn grow higher than a certain height.
It's Disney,
Disney Celebration. It'll be the Disney trailer.
We're coming for you. Don't forget to smile.
Don't forget to smile.
Yeah, I mean, same thing. If you want to move in, the community has to approve it. It's sort of like if you're like when you hear these people that are trying to move into a condo or a co-op or something like that, and the board have to approve you and do a background check because you're moving in there into their building. Same thing. They have to do background check and everything if you're moving into the community.
Well, my community. All right, man.
My community.
All right, so let's talk about the thing we were going to talk about. And I may clip this out as a video. We never know. Might be a good idea. Anyway, so we talked about this last week, and we further talked about it again on Throwdown Draws. So I think the time has come, people. We're going to start seriously considering some Throwdown merchandise. Merchandising. Now, the reason we're bringing this up right now, even though we obviously will talk behind the scenes, is because we need you guys' help, the Throwdown fans. Specifically, what sort of things do you want to see on the merchandise? What kind of merchandise do you want? Do you want hats? You want shirts? What do you want? And what kind of graphics, what kind of slogans you want? Specifically, like, what are some famous Throwdown catchphrases you want on the merch? All that good stuff, right? So just let us know in the comments below, because I am clipping this for YouTube. So just sound off. We'll have a thing on our Twitter asking you guys. So yeah, we're gonna get this going. If we can, we're gonna try to get this going this year, because now we haven't done it for a while, because we were like, we thought about this since the beginning, but our fan base was not there. We've had a good fan base for a long time now, so we're gonna do this. So Throwdown merchandise is gonna be cool. It's gonna be cool seeing you guys wearing our shit. So yeah, sound off. What any and all ideas are welcome. And as a matter of fact, Carlos, you could set this up in the Throwdown Discord. Set up like a room for it, like Throwdown merchandise ideas or some shit like that, just to get this going. It'll be dope. We already gave you some ideas. Everybody in the show has catchphrases, so you can imagine stuff like that. Yeah. So it'll be fun. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, man. And yeah, it'll be cool. And that's gonna pretty much throw it on refrigerator bag, whatever you guys want. Let us know, man. We will try to make all these things happen. Anyway, plug stuff time. Man, you got anything?
Well, the usual stuff. DC Comics. We got Represent, which is on Comixology and on DC's digital services. We got Infinite Frontier, which is number 0, which is a big thing that's going to be happening. I did a story in there with Letha Martinez, Ella McKinley, and Mark Morales. We're doing some Nubia stuff, rocking Nubia. And then, of course, Immortal Wonder Woman 1 and 2, which we did the second half of the backup story of Wonder Woman. So, yeah, good stuff. And obviously, if you're interested in Excellence, our Kickstarter for the ultimate edition of Excellence 1 through 9 is still up on there. Congratulations to us. We actually did fund it. So, let's keep it going. Get those stretch goals going. If you're interested, check it out. You should find that on Skybound at Skybound, which is on the Twitter. So you should find it there. So yeah, good stuff.
Nice. And don't forget Throwdown Draws.
Yes. So right now, Throwdown Draws is on Twitch. So you can check that out. It's a bit of a long one. It's about 5 hours long. If you
people like that shit on Twitch, man. It's good.
Hey, listen. Hey, I'm gonna tell you, art takes a long time. That's all I'm gonna tell you. People don't draw in 2 seconds. But yeah, so it's about a 5 hour long stream that I did. I talk about all kinds of stuff. Tony was in there for a little while talking some stuff. So yeah, got that on there. I haven't decided yet as to when I was going to start premiering the Throwdown Draws on YouTube, but we do have the other previous episode. I feel like I'm going to start doing them when they're all done. So I'm almost done with the piece now. I just need to do a little bit more inking to it. So I think the next time it's going to be color work that we're going to be doing.
Good stuff. Adam, what you got, bruh?
We got another episode of I Am Negan. It's over on YouTube and on Fi and iTunes. It covers the latest episode, season 10, episode 18, Find Me, which is a interesting episode off the normal path. So if you're into Walking Dead and if you just watch the episode because it has spoilers, go ahead and check it out.
Yeah, man. And who's on that? It's you, Carlos, and Rich.
Carlos and Rich. Yeah.
Romero. Hey, man, got to keep that gravy train rolling, right?
Yeah.
It's still amazing me that show's still on, but yeah, people watching it, man.
It's
Yeah. All right, man. That's going to do it for us people. So make sure you follow us on Twitch and Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube and join the Discord. If you're watching us on YouTube right now, make sure you hit like, subscribe, and all that. If you liked the show, make sure you can find us on the podcast app by searching for Throwdown Show. You can visit throwdownshow.com to listen to past episodes. So, yeah, all that good stuff. down there in the description. And yes, Piggy Dan, we will put those titles and cards and all that other stuff back on Twitch, because apparently it doesn't show. What we have right now doesn't show on mobile, so we'll get that all fixed up. We could just literally just whip out the stuff Subgated did, but we'll probably spruce it up because we got a little bit newer designs now. Yeah, that's gonna do it, man. So once again, I was your host Tony Polanco, and I was joined by Emilio Lopez.
See you later, guys.
Chris Seeley.
Hey, take care, everyone.
Carlos Romero.
Peace out.
Adam Vale.
Also, go check out Shameless, man. They're in season 11. Best episode I've ever seen. Shit's crazy. Episode 7.
Brett Murdoch.
Forget to tune in to Tony's Fallout podcast this Wednesday at 9.
Oh, man. And Brian Manjoma.
Oh, man, it's been a crazy week. Everything getting cancelled. Cartoon characters, books, damn.
That's crazy, man. Better not bring your kids. Anyway, we'll see you on Thursday. Later.
Ladies.
Later.
Peace.